Hello, 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 beautiful souls. Yes, I am back. I did do a couple pre-recorded videos and I actually had to check to see what number this was. 11 seconds on the timer. I was gone for a few days, taking some rich days with my significant partner who is home for the holidays from doing some work in Sierra Leone, Africa. So that is more important with my presence and my time and my attention versus creating content. That was my main focus. And a little bit of journaling, but definitely full-blown presence in every now present moment, and just enjoying that togetherness, our little bubble that we created, our frequency and our energy. And yes, we are a twin soul journey. This is our twin soul journey, twin soul activation. So yeah, I'm getting really warm. 101 on the timer. So I was just really guided to sit down and have a little chit chat. Again, keeping it real, keeping it raw, messy, and authentic in all of the magical ways that it is. And today I believe is day 50. And again, at this point, I'm trying to make sure I'm keeping my numbers in line as much as possible. And I apologize if I'm a little off. 122 on the timer. So again, it's real, it's messy, and that's life sometimes. So again, just being present is so important. We took an epic walk that probably most people wouldn't take. We took a walk on a peninsula in a state park that was surrounded on both sides by water. And we had up to 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts at times. So it was very windy. You know, we have the right clothing to wear. It was about a mile and a half, just over a mile and a half walk, and it was epic. Our 202 on the timer. Our inner children had fun playing a lot, and like I said, most people wouldn't look at that as fun, but we find these types of adventures fun, and it's something that we would probably more than likely not do alone, but find so much more joy, happiness, fun, and pleasure by doing it together, experiencing it together. And again, just enjoying coffees and teas and pastries and company and just conversation and interaction, because this year's been an interesting year for our our relationship. And when the time is right, that full story will come out to again help those on this particular journey as well. So I was also called to kind of pull out my journal from this time last year. So November 30th, not November 30th, it would have been a month ago, not a year ago. So I've got a year ago-ish. So I've got a few things written down. Again, that journal's 311 on the timer, not very filled up like these are. So I want to look at November 30th, a month ago, and just kind of see if there's anything I wanted to share. And just a few things here, 322 on the timer. So what might be significant for key codes, signs, and synchronicities just for your future videos, to see if that resonates or this video resonates. Unicorns, bald eagles, and then the numbers 1111, 1122, 1144. So epic, amazing, incredible. That's, sums it up with human words. Again, it's beyond words as always. I did a couple light language videos. I don't think I posted the second one. I will post that today. So if you haven't checked out the light language for travel that I did before I left, that I think I posted yesterday, and that's for travel in the physical and the non-physical realms. If you feel like you need a little boost and protection for safe traveling. Again, like I said, either physical or non-physical. And I think the one today that I'm going to post up is, I don't remember at this point, so my apologies. You'll have to check that out once it gets posted up. I'll know when I listen back. So I'm just kind of like in this like why type of a space. I had a little bit of a cry while I was unpacking, just because it was just so good, and it's just really hard to separate for a lot of reasons, and that's been part of our journey in our relationship, is the separation versus the togetherness. So I'm gonna try not to lose my shit here. So November 30th, 2025, I've got giving, receiving, and gratitude. So what are you grateful for 2025? What are you grateful? So you can make a list, journal it. You can use your journal on your phone, your notes. What are you grateful for? The giving and the receiving of my gifts and my abilities, my frequency and energy, 522 on the timer. And I'm just grateful for everything that I've been provided, especially this year where Source and my team have given me space to do the healing that I've needed to do from a lifetime and lifetimes and generations that needed to be moved, transmuted, cleansed, cleared, healed. And I am so grateful for having the space and having the roof over my head, food in the fridge, a car to drive, a phone to use. I have had no employment for a long time. Unemployment in this 3D reality at this point. I've been definitely working for Source in my own personal way. And the biggest part was to have space to heal for what's to come. And again, the other hard part of the ego mind and my human just wants to know when, how, you know, because I still don't have that. That is very hidden, right? So maybe some of you are struggling with the how, the when, the why, and just continuing to live in every now present moment and make light and joyful things throughout your entire day, even with the mundane, the simplest daily tasks. Okay. Yeah. So that's kind of like sitting really hard right now, is still the unknown, and a very long path for me personally. And again, maybe for some of you, the collective as well, where it feels like this has been a long year, but a very fast year. And that might make sense, that might not. Again, always take what resonates and leave the rest. But for me, the time has gone by really fast by living in the now present moment, collapsing time. Time is very malleable. And if you know, you know. But in the same sense, sometimes some of certain things feel like it's taking like forever, you know. And I know it's all in, things have to be in alignment, frequency and everything has to be in alignment, divine timing. But sometimes that is still a challenge, and I would be lying if I didn't say that wasn't true. And I'm feeling that for sure right now in this present moment talking to you. So I feel you, I see you, I hear you, I know. So, and again, you'll receive this video when you're ready to hear it, when you're meant to receive it, to trigger, to activate, for you to receive the information, and beyond the information, which is my frequency and energy, maybe that sacred mirror as well, because I'm a reflector. So again, maybe there's something in this that you are having reflected back to you, to pay your attention to, be present with, maybe just give you some guidance in knowing that yeah, it can be a challenge some days. It's for sure. All right. So so that's what I had written down on November 30th, a few things. One thing is a reflector. Reflectors' experiences, like again, we're all sacred mirrors, but reflectors are very, very small percentage of us. So when I looked at that, you can look at the human design and maybe see where you might fall into. So again, just giving, receiving, and gratitude. And what are you grateful for this past year? This year of the reveal, the no more hiding, the year of the snake, the shedding, the clearing, the transmuting. Where are you at with this particular journey? All right. And I'm just going to take a quick look here. Yeah, I don't see anything else here on that. I'm going to look at my journal from last year. So my last entry from December last year was December 16th and December 15th. So I just have words written down, which is gratitude, hope, love, kindness, peace, faith, truth, compassion. And learn the truth, evolve to the higher self, purity of the mind and soul, affirm wealth and health. December 25th, 2024, slow down, take rest, conserve energy, hold space for yourself. So that's been a big theme for this month. So I don't think that's any different from last year. Love, peace, and positive healing energy. I'm aligned with renewal. I am open to abundance. I am releasing. I am rising. I am enlightened. So just some little quotes you can write down if they seem like they might be helpful. I am enough. Taking care of myself is not selfish. Every small step counts. I focus on gratitude and abundance. I deserve love and kindness. I make healthy choices. I am allowed to say no. I will continue to change and evolve. And remember, you are like a drop in the ocean, a pebble in the ocean. Send out like you're sending your frequency out into the field, into the collective, like a wave, into the world. Let it ripple back to you. So what you send out will come back. So you got to let the field know. And that's by, the more you pay your attention, the more you say yes to yourself and quit making yourself small, the field hears you and it will shift and change things. And I know sometimes the ego mind has a really, really hard time with that understanding. But I know from personal experience, that's fact for sure. That is fact for sure. So I'm going to pull just a couple of cards and then I'm going to let you go. I'm going to post maybe some light language. We'll see. Post a light language video I taped before I left. I did a couple of them. I was guided to do a couple of them. And just put my PJs on and crawl onto the couch and see what movie sounds like a good watch for tonight. The kiddo's still at his dad's. 1, 2, 2, 2 on the timer. So when I pulled my cards before I left, the Hierophant card was laying on the floor. I didn't know it fell on the floor. I found it when I got home and I was unpacking. So I'm going to read what the Hierophant is before I shuffle, because it fell on the floor. And what I've been told is there's significance when a card goes flying, or if it falls onto the floor, it's more powerful. So go ahead and take the look at the art on this. Again, it's that staircase. I mentioned this in the videos before I left, that the staircase is the ascension. So it's the ascension staircase, ascending back to self or coming back to self, connecting in with your higher self. It's also a number 5 card. So I see a lot of 5s, 515s, 555, 10s, different things like that. All right. So the Hierophant, tradition, a lesson, spiritual leader, guide, and enlightenment. So again, enlightenment, awakening, spiritual leaders, spiritual guides, service of spirit, working with your team, working with source, formal education or training, and new paradigms. As you search for your divine truth, you create frameworks of belief that help you to expand your consciousness and ground your faith into this reality. If you've been stuck in old traditions or structured ways of acting or being that is no longer serving you, it is time to let that fall away. So being stuck in those old belief thoughts and belief patterns, which some people are still dealing with or working with. Okay, let it fall away in order to make space for that new version of you. So you can't still be holding on to old versions of self. You can't be holding on old thought patterns and or beliefs and expect some new things to happen for things to change, right? You have to empty out the old, clear the old clutter and to make space for the new stuff to come in, for that better version of yourself, for more aspects of your higher self to be embodied in this physical avatar. Okay, the Hierophant serves a gateway between the divine and the seeker. So be open to new paradigms, perspectives, and teachers in your life. Look to the patterns around you and strive to understand your own internal compass. Know that while there is wisdom in the teachings of the mystics, the voice of your own heart is the one voice that matters the most. Find the wisdom of the heavens within. I am my own guru, and the guidance I need is rooted in my faith, my belief, and my unique essence. So maybe that'll resonate with some of you. I'm going to shuffle up the cards and just see what comes out. On December 30th, tomorrow is the last day of the year, which is really hard to believe sometimes, but it is fascinating. Where some days, and it's really hard to explain unless you've experienced it, where time slows down. You in the quantum, linear time, time doesn't exist, but we also have to have it. It's that paradox. And so I have found where this year has gone by really fast, but then there's moments where it feels like moments feel like forever, right? And maybe that makes sense, maybe it doesn't. I think we timeline shifted while we were together. I had an experience while we were sleeping. I'm really guided to share. It's really hard because I don't think I was dreaming, but it felt like a quantum shift, a timeline shift. And I don't know if we just jumped between two different timelines or if we literally jumped to a completely different timeline. I haven't really had time to sit and meditate on that. But my first intuitive hit was that we definitely shifted timelines, quantum leaped together. And yeah, it was pretty fascinating. The other weird thing is we looked at the weather before we left and we both swore it was supposed to be more wet and rainy our second day there for this walk, and it ended up being windy and very cold and very snowy. So yeah, so there's two things that took place that I feel like 17 on the timer, that it felt like a very conscious shift of some. So 8 of Pentacles is here. So all these choices here with the 8 of Pentacles. And the 8 of Pentacles is mastering a skill, expert craftsmanship that puts you into your work, methodical progress, patience, and determinations on your soul purpose. Okay? With loving determination, I preserve and I become the person that I long to be. All right. Anything else? Anything else? We've got the Hermit. We've got celebration here. Soul tribe, community. All right. We've got the Queen of Swords energy here. She's looking out. Then chakras, throat chakra, solar plexus, root chakra. Okay, she's looking out. Queen of Swords energy. The Hermit card, which if you, again, we've got that staircase again going up, being a way shower, first waver, leader, guide, teacher, but you have to go through this particular phase yourself. And then the 10 of Cups. So again, I've mentioned this particular card, 10 of Cups, as this reminds me of a few different things. This could be blending families. It could just be you and your partner and your inner children are now healed and coming together, and you're getting the 10 of Cups. Okay, that 10 of Cups, I believe is, let me take a look at those real quick so we can get a little more definition on the Queen of Swords. Again, I hope everyone's doing well. I'm just a little melancholy right now. Okay, a thought leader, unbiased decision, making an excellent communicator, wise and logical counsel, integrity and honesty, being intelligent and being direct, seeking the truth. So this is basically being direct, off with your heads. Yeah, just No more bullshit. She's not taking any more bullshit. So I speak wisdom and clarity. The Hermit card. We'll look at the Ten of Cups card. Let's see what the Ten of Cups is here. And again, you can look at, this is just their version of their take on this. You can go and seek information, get curious, and see what the other definitions, and those might resonate with you more with these particular cards. Community, love, soulmates, harmony in your relationships, in your family, and divine connections, heart opening, and expansion for wholeness. So maybe some of that resonates with you as well. All right, we're gonna pull just a couple more, and then I'm gonna let you go. And I hope you guys are having a beautiful day. And yeah, if I didn't say, I think this is day 50 of FreQSpeak of 111 days, and it's incredible that it's already 50 days in since we were guided to get on here and share our authentic frequency and energy with the collective, no matter what that looked like, whether that was light language, just having a conversation, sharing some journaling, sharing our thoughts and our own personal experiences on a day-to-day. It's just sharing your art, or sharing your music, or just dancing and being free, whatever that means for you, and however you feel like you want to express, allow source to express through you. Queen of Cups is here, very highly intuitive, and then right underneath the Queen of Cups is the High Priestess. So again, these two, again, listening to your intuition. Water here is well connected with the Queen of Cups. Again, your psychic abilities, if they have not already turned on, will be turning on, and they will be amplifying, is what I'm guided to say, going into higher levels. Possibly for some of you, dormant abilities are going to be coming online, being awakened and activated. And yeah, so it's again highly intuitive, again going back to listening to your intuition. So I've been saying this to my partner for a while now, and even more clearly now by speaking my truth and my, not hiding myself, is that I'm sorry, I can't prove it to you. I just know what I know. I just know what I know. And if you just know, you know. You're highly intuitive. I'm also highly empathic, so I have to be very mindful on my energy, and I didn't know that. And once you become knowledgeable in how to protect your energy and how to properly transmute energy, which you've been probably doing your entire life unknowingly, you're able to say, okay, I'm feeling this. Is this mine? Is this yours? Is this somebody else's that you've been around? Is this the collective? Thank you for showing me if it's not mine. I allow that to be transmuted, and I'm going to release that, whatever that energy is, back to source, back to Gaia, to let it be basically recycled or transmuted back into love and light. Okay, so if you know that you are highly sensitive, highly intuitive, and highly empathic, I would recommend maybe just getting more in touch with being able to set some extra boundary up. If you feel like you need to set up some extra protection, call your team members in, your angels in, for travel, for when you go into big groups, things like that, until you become really good at working with your energy field, because it is a field, and it's massive and it's vast, and the more awake you are, the more lit up and the bigger that auric field gets. Okay, so it can expand out, but also learning how to bring it really tight in too, sometimes back into the physical body. So again, I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your day. Enjoy these last couple of days, and again, what are you grateful for from 2025, and write that down and keep that so you can see that next year at the end of 2026 and see how things have changed and progressed and evolved and elevated and all of the stuff. So again, thank you for clicking play, hanging out, listening to me conversate, sharing my real, raw, messy, authentic self here. And if you feel guided, like, subscribe, all the stuff, share if you feel like this would be helpful for some other people. And if you haven't checked out the light language, go ahead and check out the light language and see if that feels like it's in resonance and that might help benefit you in some way, shape, or form. So it's 2444 on the time period. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon. Love you. Bye.